Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Well, it's in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Wednesday is my bad joke day, so I got to tell one that's like culturally slanted. You know, in the Jewish tradition, there's Orthodox observers, and then over the years, there's developed I don't want to say watered down version, but a different interpretation that would be called conservative Judaism. And then there's one that's even more less orthodox, that's called Reform Judaism. So these three rabbis of the Reform, conservative, and the Orthodox tradition are discussing what's going on. And each one is trying to show how liberal each one is. So the first rabbi says, listen, we are so liberal that we smoke when we're in the temple. That's nothing. Second rabbi says, we're so liberal, we eat ham sandwiches on Yom Kippur. The third one says, you think that's something? What do you guys do? Well, we have a sign that says closed for the holidays. All right, really getting away from the mainstream approach. Nonetheless, short and sweet today. Thank you for bringing me into your home. Journaling question for you is, what's your name for spirit? And where did you learn that? And if you don't believe in spirit, why? Elevate the conversation, write it down for your own edification, or contact me. I'd love to discuss it with you. The great conversations that I have with people when we do. All right, so still pushing the clutter. The clutter is not only in the house, the clutter is in the mind. And they say clogged and congested in ways you've never suspected. You don't realize what kind of blockage that has inside you, whether it's your intestinal blockage or your inability to get things going because there's like a log jam somewhere in your thinking. But literally also look at places in your house where the energy, the feng shui isn't flowing. You'll understand how clogged and congested in ways you never suspected. All right, each one of us has a different way of dealing with it, so don't feel guilty about it, but do something. All right, so my teacher is saying, when you practice yoga, you have direct perception, which is known as factual knowledge. It's based on direct experience, right? It brings new light into your intellect, and you learn to adapt and adjust yourself on an ongoing basis to what the situation is within you and in front of you. And this pliability, this capacity is true education, not the education that comes from books or merely copying down notes, which is always derivative and never something that reflects your own originality and creativity. Now, we're all involved in helping other people since the old hippie days when I used to say, Martian takeover, we become them till they become us. Every aspect of society needs conscious people in it. But this kind of grassroots collectivism and interdependence is something we have to continue to acknowledge. There's people who are above us, who are extending their hand to pull us up, and there are people below us where we need to extend our hand down to them to help pull them up. That's called lift and climb. Lift and climb. So find your fit, right? Your vibe is your tribe. How are you going to work this out? And remember, in terms of the work that needs to be done, there's no time to hang up your hat and say, I'm done. Even when you get yours, you can't just shrug your shoulders and say, okay, I'm protected. I don't need to help anybody else. It doesn't work that way. We're all connected. And remember, if one of us enters, we all enter. If one of us is closed out, in some way, we're all closed out. All right, so have a toe in the other world through what I believe is mythological thinking. And the function of all mythology is to put the individual in accord with nature. Incorrectly understood, the words like moksha that they use in yoga, which seems to be liberating yourself from the material plane, liberating yourself from all false identifications with what is not yourself. All right, I understand that. But when we talk about being a steward of nature, we're not talking about being free from nature, a release from nature. We're talking about a release from the misunderstandings of nature. So the aim is not to correct nature. The aim is to live harmoniously with it. And many of us are not doing a good job with that, right? So it starts with trust your own nature, see the aspect of your own nature that is in accord and in harmony with the bigger nature around us. And then hopefully by the way we live, it affects other people. The mind at peace finds ways of affecting other people. So do it. And then take it easy on yourself, right? We've all been striving, right? So we deserve a little sympathy for what our situation is, don't you think? Yeah. So take a break. You'll be more productive. I hope that this is the break for you. It'll make you productive the rest of the day and maybe the rest of your life. So I wish well-being to you all. It's the natural order of the body. So let it be, and it'll be well. Learn how to work with it. And then witness yourself. Get off the stage of your life into the audience. You could call it meditation. You could call it silent reflection. You could just say it's being mindful. Watch, be impartial. No excuses, no judgments, no harsh opinions about yourself. And keep remembering, behind every problem, every difficulty, is the truth of being. So in spite of experiences, of what appearances seem to show, behind every situation, within every situation, beyond every situation, whether we know it or not, it's nothing but spirit. Have a great day.